as a woman, never, ever, never, capital letters, bold, underlined, never, ever put your husband in a position where he has to choose between you and his mom.
Why?
If you put a man in a position whereby he has to choose between you and the mother who brought him into this world, it is very unfair because, first of all, it is because of that woman that you have a good husband. It is that woman who brought up this child, fed him, raised him up well, taught him good manners.
So then you remain
Listen.
Soila,
listen.
Then remain with mama.
So it's because of that woman in the first place that you have a very good husband.
Yeah.
My mother will always come first because, you see, I will never have another mother. It's just that one mother that I was given, and that's it. But if my wife disturbs me, I can always get another wife. How do you feel about that as a wife?
I don't agree with that concept of changing wives because umesumbuliwa.
Na kama kusumbua vizuri.
Hakuna kusumbuliwa vizuri. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Umekata hiyo story.
No, sit there and deal with your problems. Chana hiyo mambo yako.
Guys, karibuni sana. This is Soila and Curtis Reacts. Now, if you watched our previous videos, you already know that we have an event coming up. It's called Engaging the Culture, ETC. And basically, we just take issues that are affecting modern day society, modern day cultures, and then we just try to find a biblical balance or a spiritual balance to it. Yeah. And it's not prescriptive, okay? So we are not here telling you what you should do. But we're just here confronting certain philosophies or mindsets, not necessarily people. So sometimes we'll say, oh, this person said this or that person said that, but it's not really the people we are focusing on. It's the mindset, the philosophy or the idea that we're just trying to have a conversation about. So on the 18th of May, 2024, we're going to be having our first ETC hangout, physical hangout. It's going to be a breakfast pop-up event. And the reason we call it pop-up is because we plan to be having it different places, different times. How you get to book your space, just look at our socials or look at our website. We'll be posting the poster there, which will have all the information and the details that you'll need.
Yeah.
Having said that...
But here's the poster in case.
Yeah, here's the poster in case. Yeah. Also, we like you guys to contribute, like whatever conversation you're going to have here. Please let us hear what you guys think. Let us know what your mind is.
Where is your mind?
Where's your mind as far as all this is concerned? So those 4 magic things, Soila, tell them.
Like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah, so don't watch things here for free and then you go and mind your own business afterwards. The more, you see, the fact that this video appeared on your recommendation or you searched it, you are now
minding our business.
Entitled to subscribe. Yeah. So today's conversation is very, very, very interesting.
Machoma.
Very interesting. Will you introduce it?
No, these are yours, man. Tell us what you want to start with. So,
okay.
As we are engaging online, we come across things that we are like, this is something that we'd like to actually
talk about.
And
please, guys, when you find those funny things online, please DM us. Things that you think, oh, this would be interesting to.
I want to hear.
Yeah, it will be interesting to hear what Soila and Curtis have to say about this. It will be interesting to hear what their reaction would be. So, screenshot whatever you find, throw them our end, and then we see.
Okay.
So here is the screenshot, and this is a wife complaining. So, pregnant wife files for divorce after her husband buys a car for his mother. Wife said, I can't be carrying your baby and walking with my legs while your mom drives a car. What dost thou thinkest? I want to hear your take before I jump on this. I want to jump on this with all my limbs.
This is my first time. Okay, I read it before, but I didn't think anything about it. Now it's when I'm trying to think about this. There's nothing wrong with a boy or a man buying their mother a car.
A gift. A car gift specifically.
Car gift. However, this is a pregnant wife. So it seems like I don't know how her means of movement is. I can't carry your baby and walk in with my legs while your mom drives a car.
What else can you walk with?
She's very salty. She's not very happy. And that car is not a small car. You can see it looks like a
Harrier.
It's a Harrier, yeah. And this one, I think she wanted to be the priority here because she's carrying the child. I'm carrying your baby, and I'm walking. So
can I ask you a question? Why do women talk like that?
It's your baby.
It's our baby. No. I didn't make it alone.
Your baby.
No. And you now I say you, I'm not talking about you, but ladies. That statement is often said
with a negative connotation.
Yes. Like when you're trying to justify why we should do something.
Things for us.
I don't think it's right to be talking like that.
I know it's not right. It's our baby, man.
Yeah.
It's our baby, for sure. So exactly that. So huyu mtoto wako, so already it's a burden to carry this your child because already she's removed herself from the ownership of this baby or the stewardship of this baby and the pregnancy. But again, man, I just wish, I don't know if they had so this is it. I don't know how the man went to buy a car for the mother and the woman was not involved. She was not aware some money was being deducted to buy the car. Like, I think he would have just had a conversation with the wife. I am planning to get my mom a car. I just want to hear your opinion on this. And probably she can be invited to have the conversation and balance out what should be done. But again, if this is how she speaks after the car has been bought and probably she wasn't involved, could also be the reason why the man just decided to do it behind the back and just buy it because, like my wife, if I tell her, she wouldn't agree. If I sit down and have this conversation with her, she wouldn't agree.
So I might as well
just do it, which is not really the best way.
Yeah.
Particularly when it comes to spending such amounts of money, and you yourself, you don't even have a means of transport for your wife who's already heavily. She's so pregnant, man. Are you seeing that belly?
So for me,
I
like how you started because my mind was exactly in that same trajectory. Now, number one, I'm a firm believer in honoring your parents. Okay? Honor your parents. And the reason for that is, if I may just, allow me to can I just go deep a little? Just a little. Just a little. The reason I believe in honoring is because there's a series we did back in 2020 on systems. If you have some time, if you not watch it, you can just go and binge. And basically what we were saying is that God has taken part of his nature or attributes. Allow me to just use those words. He has taken parts of his attributes or nature, and then he has put them in people, in certain groups of people. All right? For example, God says you cannot claim to love God whom you don't see. Yet your brother who you see, you don't love. All right? So because your brother is made in the image of God. So there are certain things about God that he has placed in people. And for you to really show that you love God is how you treat those people. All right? There's a nature of God in children. And that's why when you mishandle children, God takes it very personally. There's a parable that Christ gives. I don't know if it's a parable, it was just a story, whereby he says that for those who mishandle these little ones, it is better for you to be tied with a noose on your neck and be thrown in the sea. Like, it's better for you to suffer that as compared to what is actually going to happen to you because you've mishandled a child. That means, a child is not just a human being. There's something about God in that child. So when you mishandle that child, it's like as though you've mishandled God, And even when it comes to our relationships as family or as marriage, the Bible says that husbands, handle your wives properly. Because if I mishandle Soila as my wife, the Bible actually says that God stops listening to my prayers. Like, that's how personal God takes it when I mishandle my woman. He shuts the heaven from me. Okay? Because there's something about God There's a nature of God in her. So when I mishandle her, I'm not just mishandling the human being. I'm mishandling God in a way. And same thing, even wives are told, honor your husband as though you are doing it unto God. So there's something about God that he has placed in the husband, such that when a woman is honoring me, for example, when she's honoring and respects me, it's not just me she's doing it to. She's also doing it to God, Now, in this context, honor your father and mother. So there is something about God that he has vested in a parent. So when you honor your parent, now mark my words, I'm not saying doing everything your parents says. I'm not saying obeying everything your parents say, but honoring, because parents are human beings. In as much as there's something about God in them, they're still human beings, which means they can ask you or lead you to do wrong things. All right? So in that context, you don't have to agree, but you must still honor them, because there's something about God that he has put in them. We usually say it's the first commandment with a promise. I want you to think about this. If you dishonor your parent, as far as scripture is concerned, your days on earth can be cut short. That's why you're being told, honor your father and mother, that your days may be long.
Longer.
Who has the power to lengthen or shorten the days of a human being? Except the Creator, isn't it? He's the one who allows such things to happen. So that means that there is something about God that he has put in a parent, such that the way you handle this parent has an impact on how long you live. All right? So as far as this thing we are reacting to is concerned, I'm a firm believer of honoring parents. Okay? And that means honor can sometimes look like buying them a car. However, and that's why I'm saying I really like how you started, there is a very big but here. Honor your father and mother, but also remember that a man shall leave his father and mother, and there shall become one with his wife. So in as much as I honor my mother, there are certain things I don't need to ask Soila if I want to do for my mom. My mom says, hey, Curtis, I'm somewhere, I can't get credit. Do you mind sending me credit? I don't need to ask Soila if I can send my mom credit. I don't need to ask Soila if I can do a small shopping for my mom. There are those small things we do to honor that we don't necessarily need to consult. But if it comes buying a car, and as you can say, we say this is a Harrier. A Harrier is not exactly 2 shillings. It's a couple of millions. All right? So I think when it comes to, I want to honor my mom and buy her a 3 million shilling car, I think that is something that we need to have a conversation. You actually said it really well. Okay? The oneness aspect needs to come through. Okay? We sit together, I want to honor my mom, I want to do this for my mom. Can we buy a car worth this much money? Yeah. So I think hapo ndio bro yetu alianguka. That's why our brother failed. He did not consult the bay. And then plus I'm like, this is a Harrier. How much is a Harrier right now?
I don't actually know. You got two demios za kwenda best lady for service.
Yeah. Yeah, so someone asked online that where do you guys take your demios for service? Then a Kenyan. You know how Kenyans comment? Kenyan says best lady. For those of you who don't know best lady, it's a cosmetic shop for ladies. So yes. It was very funny.
It's a very popular one.
So I was just thinking, the money that he used to buy this Harrier, those could have been easily 2 cars. Because I'm assuming a Harrier is what? 3 million maybe?
I actually have no problem. Are you talking about a new one or a used one? We don't know.
A used one is even more.
We don't know.
Yeah,
a used one is even more. A new one is even
more. No, a new one is even more. Probably, so probably 2 million, 2.5, 3 million.
Something.
No, Harrier? No, I don't think so.
Already?
Toyotas don't depreciate.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's a Toyota Harrier.
So that's money he could have easily bought 2 cars. One for the mother and one for the wife.
Yeah.
Because
again.
But maybe one of them wanted a Gazla, all that.
Probably has. She said, if you ever buy me a car, don't buy me a demi over here. Buy me a proper car. So the money that he had was able to afford a Harrier, and the Harrier was what the mother would have wanted.
Yeah.
And again, there's no problem with literally even buying your mom one of the best cars ever. I just think the problem sprang from him not consulting.
Yes, communication.
I don't think it's wise for you to buy your mom a car right now.
What if he consulted and the wife refused?
That's what I'm saying. For him not to probably to consult is because there's some been characteristics. Babe, I just think this thing escalated so fast to divorce.
And this is the thing, guys. For me, I'm speaking as a man now.
Yeah.
As a woman, never, ever, never, capital letters, bold, underlined.
Not prescriptive, I'm not prescriptive. Do you understand?
No, this one I am prescribing. Na force yote. Finyo yote hapo. Never ever put your husband in a position where he has to choose between you and his mom.
Why?
Because, first of all, it is very unfair.
No, it's not.
No, listen.
You choose your wife first.
No, listen. Well, listen, okay?
Putting him
Listen,
in a position, which is...
listen. You see, a man shall live his... Listen,
patience. You don't put yourself in a position whereby you have to favor one over the other.
Are we going to listen?
Never was such a strong word, though.
Never. I'm not even thinking. A man shall leave his father and mother. Yeah. That does not mean that the relationship stops.
The relationship is still there.
Okay?
Yeah.
Me leaving my father and mother basically means that I am now detaching myself.
Yes.
Okay? From the oversight.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And from probably the culture of the family where I was brought up. And now I'm joining with my wife to start a new family with a new culture. Mm-hmm. Okay? But it doesn't mean that by leaving my family, by leaving my father and mother, that our relationship stops.
It's not abandonment.
It's not abandonment.
It's
okay? So if you put a man in a position whereby he has to choose between you and the mother who brought him into this world, it is very unfair because, first of all, it is because of that woman that you have a good husband. Mm-hmm. It is that woman who brought up this child, fed him, raised him up well, taught him good manners.
So then you remain
listen. Soila, listen.
Then remain with mama.
So it's because of that woman in the first place that you have a very good husband.
Yeah, that's true.
So for you to put him in a position where he has to decide to either choose you or him or his mother, I think that is a very, very problematic. Now, a sober man will know the boundaries.
Yeah.
He will know the boundaries that, okay, mom, I'm now somebody else's wife. This is how far we go. Wife, I know you are my wife, but when it comes to my parent, this is how far we go. In the sense that you do not disrespect my mother, you do not treat my mother in a bad way and all those things, right?
Yes.
But now, you don't put him in a position where you tell him, it's either me or your mother. You don't do that. And this sounds like this is what this wife is doing. Because you bought your mother a car, I'm going to divorce you. Was she upset? Yes. Should she feel bad about it? Maybe, you see, she's saying, oh, I'm walking, your mother has a car. Yes. Do they need to have a conversation around that? Yes. But to go to the extent of divorcing someone because they bought something for their mother.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a problem.
I think what is not computing in my head is that concept of being put in a position whereby you have to choose between your mother and your wife, yet already the relationship of marriage defines these other relationships. So it's not in any, like, all those things have been considered. By the time you have taken up a wife for yourself, there's a way you need to treat her. And there's still the way you need to honor your parents. What is your first obligation here?
Good question. Now, there are specific instances. For example, let's say I spend way much more time with my mother than I do with my family. So, nimetoka job, mother. Nimetoka job, mother. I've come from work, my mom. Such that to the point whereby sometimes I don't even see you guys because I come home, you guys have slept, you don't see me, the next day I do that. And we're talking about a normal scenario, not a situation whereby someone's mother is unwell and they're just going to the hospital to watch over. I'm not talking about a situation like that. Like, things are just normal, there's no issue, but this guy keeps spending time at the mother's too much. Definitely, as a woman, you have the right to
call it out.
I don't want to say call it out, but you have the right to raise concern. You have the right to raise a concern about that. Okay? Let's say I'm a man, I'm getting money, and all the money I'm getting, my mother, My mother. And my people back at home are almost sleeping hungry. That is a problem.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That is a problem.
Yes.
So there are those special scenarios whereby you'll have to raise concern.
Yeah.
And say, hey, what is going on here? But but also the way you raise the concern, you don't give me an ultimatum and say, okay, now I've seen you're spending too much time.
Ultimatum.
Kwa nini? Oh. So you don't come and give me a ultimatum. You see also how you address something really matters.
It matters.
You can be aggrieved, but how you approach that situation can make it worse or not worse.
Yeah.
So if you come and say, I've noticed you spend this much time or you spend this much money and blah, 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 and I feel like it's at our expense as a family. That is a diplomatic way.
But also men...
But if you just get mad...
Listen, also men can easily say, you cannot question how I'm spending. Like, this is my mother. What do you mean that I'm spending too much time with my mother? I'm also trying to just figure out different scenarios. Why I'm saying marriage, by the time you've already gotten married, and the responsibilities that come with it, and already the institution itself has its own boundaries.
Yes.
My only concern, why I'm saying, by the time you're getting into a position whereby somebody is choosing between their mother, or they're telling you, they're putting in a position where you're choosing between you, it's either your mom or us, I already think there's a problem. Because it means whatever is about to be done might be at the expense of the family, whereby your obligations are required first before probably. So if it's like that, it feels like probably there's a place of neglect that you're neglecting your family in a way to fulfill a particular responsibility over this side, yet the conversation has not been had between the two of you.
Okay, let's look at this one.
Yes.
Let's look at this specific example.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this wife was neglected?
She felt like she was neglected by her needs. So it seems like, because from buying a car to divorce, I'm divorcing you. Now, there are backstories you don't understand about some of these comments, some of these situations, because I don't understand if they have been talking about getting a car together. I don't know if that's a conversation such that vile imetokea and the first one that is getting is a mom. I have no problem with the mother getting it first. Honestly, I really do not have the problem, because you know the needs that we have. So my concern would be if he knows the needs of their family, but he's chosen to still ignore them to provide on this other side. Again, I'm thinking about just biblically, like you do good to others, God will meet you. I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask it this way.
I want to remove these lashes. They're irritating me.
Let me ask it this way.
I'm actually removing it. Oh, shoot. Ouch. I think I'm doing it terribly.
Yeah, because you are doing it in a rush.
And then, shucks, what glue is this? What? This glue was to fix demios in the best lady.
So that was so bad. God.
It's strong.
That was so bad.
No, it wasn't bad. Didn't fix
What? So
I might be doing this.
Leave the other one.
Okay.
Leave the other one.
So
It can be a trend now.
all right, yeah, because
so other influencers trend. One lash
was irritating me.
So okay, this is how I see it. Let's assume I'm this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, just to make the example feel a bit personal. Let's assume I'm this guy.
Okay.
If buying my mom a car is a luxury, okay?
Yeah.
But us, we have issues here such that even our basic needs are not being met.
That's yes.
No.
Oh, that's
our basic needs are not being met, and by basic needs, I'm including school fees.
Yes, clothing.
Rent.
Yeah.
We are not eating that well. We are eating, but not that well.
Yeah.
But I'm buying my mom such an expensive car. That is a problem.
Or unless the Lord theophanically took care at night and told you, sir.
There's that.
Yeah.
That's a problem. But let's say we are comfortable. So it's not that me buying my mother a car has really compromised our lifestyle.
Yeah.
No. I don't think there should be an issue there. Was it wrong? Should I have consulted? Maybe. Not maybe, I should have.
No,
I should
consulting
have
is
consulted.
important. That's
I
the
should
part.
have.
Yeah. You should
but,
consult.
But despite the fact that I've made your lives comfortable, is that a warrant to divorce someone because of something like that?
You've made our life comfortable.
No, we are talking about according to this example.
Now we're talking about the divorce.
Yeah, now you are this woman and this guy.
I just don't. I think she just wanted to be out.
You understand?
Man.
Yeah, and then another thing, I'm like,
let me excuse her. The hormones were raging.
No, I don't want to hear those things. Let me not say. I think it would be taken better coming from you, not.
Yeah,
not
you
me.
would. Don't
So I will not
that.
say.
Yeah. But anyway.
And then she goes to say,
No, I take it back. No, there's no need. There's no way. There's no way hormones.
You're a human being who is in full control of your faculties.
And your faculties.
So that thing.
Forget. I take it back. I can't really say that hormones have made you
Okay.
call out for a divorce. That's
so she goes ahead and say, I can't be carrying your baby and walking with my legs while your mom drives a car. First of all, walking while pregnant is not a curse.
Many don't have their car.
There are so many pregnant women who had very good pregnancies and they gave birth to healthy children and they had no cars. They would commute with matatus and Ubers. In fact, in upcountry, they commute with bodas and they are fine. And some even walk. So the fact that you're pregnant and you're walking, that is not a curse. That's not something that can make... It's not something to complain so much about. Now, I get it.
But probably
the comfort makes a difference.
No, probably she has issues, man. Don't be
No.
Don't be too harsh.
No, let's talk according to her communication here. I get it. You're pregnant and there's a convenience and a comfort that is very good when you're just being driven around. I get it. I fully get it. But it is not something whereby you want to be so entitled to the point whereby you want to talk like it is the worst thing that can happen to you, such that you want to be mad at someone because they bought their mom a car and not you.
Mad is fine. You can get mad.
You can get mad, and it's understandable.
The divorce part is the
one
that
but
I just think it's extreme.
Yeah, you want to now divorce some partner. So me, I think that both of them have issues here.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't seem to be very communicative, and there's an issue in this relationship. There's an issue in this marriage because buying a car is not just something you wake up and do.
Yeah.
He must have been very intentional not to involve the wife in that process.
Yeah.
Of really,
Or she, I don't know, because I'm like, by the time a son does that, and the wife, and she knows that the wife is in need, or the wife is in need, but she's never even come. You know how women sometimes don't talk about what we want, and then he's like, because of the stress and the sacrifices that my mother made, this is before even I reward myself, I will reward her. You know, I will gift her. So probably that's also where he was coming from, but it wasn't taken lightly because it's not a conversation that the people had. Or the conversation itself did not consider the circumstances, because it looks like the circumstances that these guys are in requires financial help.
But we don't know that. So babe, by the time you're buying a Harrier, you're not someone who is struggling.
You can't. People buy things on loan.
You
Alafu like women loan alone. Alafu bora lipa. Way, this is fire.
Okay, so we need to conclude this. What's your final take on the issue?
I think the divorce is actually extreme, and the divorce is extreme. I don't support the guy buying the car without actually involving the wife, and if she was involved and the man defied, then that's another problem. Yes, another conversation. That's another problem. However, I am fine with sons spoiling their moms. But remember, if you're married, you're one with your wife. Yeah. That decision has to be agreed upon as a family. Not unless there are parameters you've decided, babe, when it comes to spoiling our parents, we just go ham. But first priority, we have to be in a comfortable position. So if I have a lot, because it's possible, people really have a lot of money, like buying those things for their parents is just like easily how you can easily go to a shop.
Like pocket change and feel nothing.
Yes, feel nothing about it. But unless that's your situation and circumstance, you need to have the conversation with your person. Because I don't like the idea whereby you get married, but you still want to operate as an individual in decision making.
Yeah.
That is not right.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that place you're telling me, you're saying Ati,
Never.
we are, yes, the never part. And I'm like, no, we are one. We are one. We need to make the decisions together. I need to be in the know that, this is happening. I'm surprising my mom with this 1, 2, 3. She can say, yes, my son bought, and she can easily remove me from the equation. My son bought me. But again, together we are one, I'm happy with people spoiling their parents. But that decision should not tamper with the oneness of the marriage, and should not tamper with the relationship that is the marriage, whereby one feels neglected here. Yeah.
So before I give my take, I want to ask you a question. I saw this on social. I don't remember when. But I don't know. I think it was just along the same question. Someone was being asked something about who is more important. Is it your mother or your wife? It was something along those. It's one of these things where people are being asked questions in the streets and whatever.
Yeah.
And there's an answer that someone gave. I want you to tell me how you feel about it. This dude said, my mother will always come first, because you see, I will never have another mother. It's just that one mother that I was given, and that's it. But if my wife disturbs me, I can always get another wife. That's actually what the person said. So my mother is my mother. I can never get another mother. But my wife, if she brings a big head, I just move and get another wife.
Yeah.
I don't know, how do you feel about that as a wife?
I'm glad they're not my person, because that one has already considered wife something that you can change, like clothes. Ukisumbuliwa tu kidogo, or something happens, you're easily walking away from tough situations to getting another girl. So no, for me that's a no person. I don't agree with that concept of changing wives because mesumbuliwa and a constant ati, because no.
Na kama kusumbua vizuri.
Na kuna kusumbuliwa vizuri. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Umekata hiyo story.
No, sit there and deal with your problems. Chana hiyo mambo yako.
Okay, what if the wife is... What if this wife is properly clobbering this jama?
You can't be clobbered.
He's clobbering this guy a good one. And the guy can't go. He can't go because he's gone to... Inaitwa feeder.
Feeder is female what? Feeder...
Feeder. I don't know.
Yeah, feeder is for women.
He's gone to feeder, and even the people at feeder don't take him seriously, because how are you being clobbered? He's gone to his friends are laughing at him. Like, you are this serious person in society. Kumbe kwa nyumba, you are sorted out a good one. So what should this guy do?
I was about to say something. I'm like, I can't say that thing online because online has a footprint that will forever come and haunt me back. So I'll just share it off camera with you and my friends.
Okay. But anyway. Anyway, that we segued into another conversation. Yeah. But according to this, my takes are 3. Number 1, just what you said. Actually, you said it beautifully. But just to say it as my opinion as well, it is true.
And take back your never.
No, wait. This relationship is very, very critical. And it is very serious even to God. To the point that God likens this relationship to the relationship with his church. So it is a very serious relationship. So any decision that we are to make, especially decisions that involve quite a large amount of money, is something we need to consult.
Yeah.
If I wanted to buy my mother a 10 million shilling car, and I consult with you, and you say, babe, I know you really love your mom, but buy her a cheaper car that is still good, so that we can also put aside some for our family, I will listen to that. You understand? I will listen to that because we are one. Okay? But if you respond in the like manner of, oh, you want to buy your mother a car, it's either me or your mother. Pick one. There's a problem there. There's a problem there. Okay? Secondly, Actually, I don't think I have much.
Secondly.
Yeah, and I think ladies just learn to address things well. Like, let divorce not be. Yeah, let divorce not be the first thing.
It shouldn't be that easy.
No, it shouldn't be that easy because this person treated their mother in a certain way. Yeah, but also, I feel like it's very, very. We need to be very careful not to give a generalized answer.
Yeah, no,
Because even with this, you see, this is just
digital.
Yeah, we don't know the real story.
Lines.
Yeah, we don't know the real story behind this couple. So every issue needs to be looked at individually and separately, so that you can really deduce what exactly is going on in this marriage.
Family.
Yeah. But as a wife, don't put your husband in a position where he has to choose you or the mother. Same thing.
There's no way a wife will put you in a position. It's you who put yourself in a position whereby you have to choose.
As a husband, don't put your wife in a position where she has to pick you or her dad. It is not fair.
I just think it's you men or women who choose to put themselves in a position whereby they either neglect one to meet the need of another. And that's why the position becomes very uncomfortable. If you've not neglected any to support another, no one will feel uncomfortable, Curtis. If, let's say this is a position whereby she felt neglected and the mother got something. You see, if she had her own car and the mother is being bought her for a car, she wouldn't feel bad. That position only comes when one person feels neglected. And it's not the wife putting the husband or the husband putting the wife. It is the person who's about to do the act that is putting themselves there. Now, when they're being called out and told, it is either me or your mom, or it is me or your dad,
But let me ask you. How do you feel telling someone that? Like, you as a woman, what is more reasonable to you to say, hey, Curtis, I'm having this problem. I don't like how things are going and this decision and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You as a woman who is learned and cultured, saved, sanctified, with the Holy Ghost in you, which one is more probable? For you to just raise a concern and say, I don't like how this is going, or to come and say, oh, this is what you've done for your mom. It's me or her.
No, I think for me, as Soila, definitely, I will talk like...
And that's what I'm saying. You can be disgruntled about a matter, but how you address it, how you communicate about it makes a very big difference.
It does.
Anyway, clearly, guys, you can see we are going to take this argument off camera. Because we still have
especially
that,
about that guy who's choosing, who's like, he'll change the wives, but
but we all agree that this relationship is very important and communication needs to be hard. If the way in which you want to honor whichever parent is going to dig into the family's resources quite a bit, whether it is time, whether it is money. Cheers.
Excellent. Bye. This is one of the longest reactions ever.
React for long.
Na tujamaliza kureact.